Yeah, I guess quickly on that. So the clients that you've been working with, again, obviously a lot of associations who generally have one big event per year that tends to drive a lot of their revenue. What actions have they taken to really consider how they are going to make up for some of that revenue, or just completely postponing a lot of the activities that they had planned?
Eric, if you ask me, most of these events are annual events, if you look at it. And if you know, annual events usually come with an attached, number, which is the year 2020 or 2019. So year 2020, starting March to December, is actually now not there. So either they are cancelled or postponed. So that's what it is for our association events. But the good news is that, they know that they have to, because it is most to do with research conferences, they know they have to come back and get into face-to-face. Quite a few of them have switched into what you call virtual events, and trying to see if they can still continue to do what they want to achieve to a certain extent through virtual events. But my only opinion is there is no second to face-to-face events. Hence, we too are working along with our clients to see how we can probably address the objectives with the combination of both virtual and, face-to-face events, which we plan to do it in the beginning of 2021.
Right now, there is a slew of information that's really coming out. Everybody's battling for people at every juncture in terms of their time and their attention. In our terminology, it's a battle of TRP, or viewership. Over a period of time, properties that are high in content, have the right messaging, the right quality, and the right type of people who communicate various stories, they will survive. And that was our belief, that here is an opportunity for us to look into. If we ever miss this boat, there will be somebody else who will come and redefine and change the way the entire commercialization of virtual events takes place.
Sanjoy, at least with some of the activities that you've seen, and any other thoughts on monetization of the virtual event space?
Going further on what Sandeep and Vivek said, I think the biggest challenge on the ground is, when you go to a live event, you create a memory because you're exchanging energy with people. It's that collective energy that produces the magic, imprints the memory, which gets you to want to come back, whether it's to the Frankfurt Book Fair or Tomorrow's World or Expo 2021 or whatever. So how do you create that in the virtual world? Almost impossible. I think one of the big tasks that all of us have collectively to look at is how can we open up, but open up responsibly, but also use the opportunity to look at some of the other concerns perhaps that we have ignored, concerns about the environment, concerns about a responsible consumption. Can we use this occasion to reboot? Can we use this occasion to collaborate? Can we use this occasion to perhaps consolidate? All very difficult words. We ourselves, wearing my teamwork hat, the Jaipur Literature Festival used to get in about 500,000 people every year in January. Our largest venue was 10,500, 11,000 people. But today we have JLF Brave New World, which is an online new property that we've rolled out, where a session gets 132,000 views. So, the argument is on both sides. Can we monetize it? Well, for whatever reason, we have so far been able to do so. Nowhere near the levels that we were able to do so on ground. But certainly now, per episode, we're seeing revenue come in at a $3,000 to $5,000 per episode sort of, sponsorship. And for our children's festival, Kahani, Magic of Storytelling, for example, which rolls out through schools, you're looking at a $2 to $3 or $5 per kid sort of, revenue coming in. But all of this, I think, will, as Sandeep and Vivek said, in the struggle for eyeballs, you are competing finally with the Netflix and the Amazon Primes, etc. of the world. And we are also competing for each other's time. And all of this there is a value to it. So we need to relook at what is it that we're putting out there. Yes, it's easy, as I think Vivek or Sandeep, or I think you said, any 17-year-old can set up a web conference. But what's the kind of technology that you're going to be able to get your head around? We, for example, are using now AR and VR for one of our, we used to have a theater award, so we're now using AR, VR to recreate the atmosphere. We used to do a festival in Varanasi, the oldest inhabited city in the world, on the banks, the Kabira festival. We're going to look at the skin and develop that. But at the end, Eric, we all know, viewing it on Zoom is quite different from being there in person. To the extent that in one of our music programs that we do every month under the banyan tree on a full moon night, we tie up and we deliver food and drink to our viewers, to the people who sign up or buy a ticket to attend it. So, there are innovative solutions, but how do you innovate about the exchange of energy? And I think sociologically, and this is what we're seeing, and this is what we've been discussing. We were on the global district, the global cultural district network last week across the world. And this is one of the things we're fearing. How do you kickstart demand? And that's not necessary only for the cultural and creative space. How does a company or a corporate or a brand kickstart demand? Because by being at home, everybody's stopped buying. Everybody's realized that they don't need their 300th Louis Vuitton bag or their 20th Mercedes car. So when this lockdown lifts, what are you going to do? Because it's still going to take 3 to 6 months to fill the shelves. But what will happen to demand? And similarly, because we are all so easy on Zoom, we don't have to really make an effort beyond a point. It's pretty much like when social media 2.0 came into being, Twitter, and allowed us to be nasty without the connection, allowed us to comment without actually engaging and speaking. This sociologically and psychologically is creating a distance between us. It's creating very convenient spaces for us to exchange ideas and thoughts without engaging. Huge problem.